What is going on, everyone? BLN437 here, and today I am going to go over the American League Championship Series between the Houston Astros and the New York Yankees. But before I do, I just want to let you guys know that I have a video recapping Game 5 of the Washington Nationals versus Cubs National League Division Series game. So check that out. The link in the description will be down below. And let's get into this game. So the Houston Astros versus the New York Yankees, Dallas Keuchel versus Masahiro Tanaka. And let's just start off with the Astros. Let's start off with the Astros first. So let's start off with the pitching performance by Dallas Keuchel. The Yankees just once again couldn't do anything against Dallas Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel once again showing up big in a postseason moment, and my God, did he not miss a beat? I mean, other than that fifth inning, he was on. He was completely on. Let me check his stat line here. All right, so he went 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 walk, and he got 10 strikeouts. That's huge. 10 strikeouts, only gave up 1 walk, and then gave up 4 hits. Was able to get out of all of those situations and just remain calm. I mean, the Yankees knew that he was going to throw them down. He was going to get them with that late movement, and the Yankees still couldn't do anything with it. I mean, they weren't taking pitches. They were just they were over the place. They were baffled by this guy's late movement on his pitches, and he has some late movement, man. He has that sneaky late movement that you don't see it at the beginning, but then right when it tails into the strike zone, it goes outside of the zone, and it's just wonderful. It was amazing. The Yankees just like I said, they couldn't do anything with it. Kudos to that dude, and kudos to Dallas Keuchel once again showing the Yankees. Listen, I'm not afraid of you guys. I'm gonna go through with my game plan like I always do. You guys are gonna know what the game plan is, and I'm still gonna get you out. And he did a good job of that, but let's talk about their offense, which is pretty much the main offense that they got in this game today, which was it came in the top of the 4th inning. And this was the only kind of hiccup for Masahiro Tanaka, which was he gave up a single to Altuve, which all of the freaking hits that they got were ground balls that either went up the middle or right past the second baseman Castro or whoever. And Altuve ended up getting a base hit. It didn't go past Castro, but it was like a slow ground ball to Castro that he was able to beat out for the hit. Then he ends up getting a steal. Correa, obviously being the great hitter that he is, was calm, and he ended up driving in that run, which gave them the 1-0 lead. And then after that, I believe it was Gonzalez that was able to get Correa to second base on a ground ball, and then Yuriesky Gurriel hit a freaking base hit up the middle that scored Correa, and they were able to get the lead 2-0. So other than that, that was pretty much it for the Astros offense. They had some, they had some nice key hits here and there. Well, really mainly Altuve. Altuve got the big hits here and there, but they were able to get some good hits when they needed them, and they were able to drive in runs when they needed to as well. So that was pretty much it for the Astros at that point. Like I said, they brought in Davinsky. He ended up getting 1 out. And then walked the guy, and then they ended up taking him out. So he only got one batter out. Then they brought in Giles to get that 5-out save, and when they did, he was so and so. There was moments where he was hot, moments where he was cold. He was able to put it together though, and he was able to get them to save. But let's talk about the Yankees here, and then we're gonna go over the series as a whole since this is game 1. So the Yankees had 2 key moments here, man. Just 2 key moments, and they couldn't do anything with it. Top of the 5th inning, they were able to have runners on first and second with nobody out after Altuve had made an error trying to get Bird out on a double play. He ended up not executing double play because he ended up bowling the ball, and the Yankees just could not do anything with it. I mean, it was just really, really sad. The Yankees couldn't do anything with it. I mean, you had runners on first and second. They weren't able to even move the runners from second to third. You had Bird, I believe, on second base. Holiday was at first. And Gardner couldn't do anything. Gardner just, I believe, struck out. Or if not, he grounded out. And then Judge came out to the plate. And Judge hit a base hit, or got a base hit. And he hit the ball really, really hard. He got a base hit to left field. And for some reason, I don't know why Joe Espada and why even Greg Bird himself even thought that this was such a good idea to send Greg Bird from second to third with a ball being hit to left field. And it was right in front of Marwin Gonzalez. It wasn't like it was hit to left field and it was over his head, or it was down the line and he was chasing the ball. I mean, the play was right in front of him. And kudos to Gonzalez as well, though. He made a great throw, got Bird out. Me personally, if I'm the Yankees there, if I'm Joe Espada, if I'm Greg Bird, I'm not going on that on that hit. I'm going to stay at third base, leave the bases loaded, and see if we can get another base hit with Didi Gregorius. No, actually, I'm sorry. It was Sanchez because Didi was batting fourth. And see if Sanchez can drive us in with a huge run. They didn't. They ended up taking a crazy risk, and it ended up hurting them, I think, in this game. I think that was the key portion of this game. I think this is the part of the game that really hurt them, because we'll get onto that, like I said, later on as well. What happened later on in the game, I mean. But that hurt. That really, really hurt the Yankees there. And it kind of, I think it settled Keuchel in a little bit. It was like, I think that was Keuchel's moment when he was like, wow, I almost lost this game here. Or this game almost got kind of out of control, and I need to kind of simmer down. And he did for another 2 innings, and it killed the Yankees for another 2 innings. It killed their offense. But then there was a chance, I believe, in the top of the 8th inning, where they had runners on first and second, this time with 2 outs, and once again they could not score. So Yankees just leaving runners on base left and right. This time it was Didi Gregorius who couldn't drive in the runners, the hero of Game 5. Just couldn't do any type of magic here for Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. He ended up, I believe, striking out, and that really hurt the Yankees. But then the Yankees did get 1 run. It was off of Greg Bird, and the reason why I say that 5th inning hurt is because if you think about it, if Dallas Keuchel ends up giving up a base hit with the bases loaded there, right? He gives up 2 runs, or he gives up at least a run. It's a 2-1 game. You got Bird who hit that home run. It's a 2-2 game. Game's tied going into the 9th inning. Your bullpen's still fresh. Chad Green came in, gave you 2 beautiful innings of relief after Tanaka's performance, and their bullpen is not as great as the Yankees bullpen. Let's face it. That's why the Astros need to have the run, or need to have the lead early, and kind of just hope that their starting pitchers can get them depth. And it showed. Greg Bird hit a big home run in the bottom of the ninth, in the top of the 9th inning. The Yankees ended up losing this game 2-1. But if you get a base hit in those 2 situations, in the top of the 8th or the top of the 5th inning, this is a completely different ballgame for the Yankees. The Yankees have a shot to kind of steal Game 1 away from Dallas Keuchel, and they didn't do anything to Dallas Keuchel. So that hurt the Yankees there. But I mean, other than that, the Astros were just absolutely perfect. Same thing with the Yankees, other than just that 6th inning where they just couldn't get the outs that they needed. And this game's going to go to Game 2 with Verlander on the mound against Luis Severino. The Astros are good fastball hitters, but to me, here are the keys, or the key players that need to do well in this series, at least for both teams. And I'm going to start with the Astros again. Springer needs to do something. If Springer, Reddick, Altuve, Correa, and Gurriel can all perform well, especially Altuve, who was wonderful, Correa, and Gurriel, if they can just continue their offensive streak, and Reddick gets hot like he did in the division series, and Springer gets hot like he did in the division series, this series could be over for the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees can lose this series if they don't control those guys right there. Those 5 guys are so important to that Astros lineup. They were able to get Beltran, they were able to get McCann out, they were able to get Marwin Gonzalez out. So that's a plus. But those guys, to me, I don't worry as much as I worry about Springer, Reddick, Altuve, Correa, and Gurriel. Those guys are they're dangerous, man. They're sneaky, they're dangerous, and especially Altuve, who had 3 hits today. You had Springer, who went 0 for 3, Reddick went 0 for 4, Correa went 1 for 4, but he did get that big RBI, like I said, and Gurriel went 1 for 3, and he also had that 1 big RBI in the top of the 5th inning. So Altuve, as you guys can see, Altuve he's kind of like that table setter. He starts everything. Gets a base hit, gets a steal. Correa drives him in. Then, Gurriel does the same thing by driving in Correa after Gonzalez grounded out to one of the infielders for Correa to get to second base. They took advantage. They got key hits when they needed it, and they did a good job. Now for the Yankees, I mean, I'm not going to get on them. This is the second time the Yankees kind of struggled offensively in a Game 1. Obviously, the Indians with Trevor Bauer, they couldn't do anything. But in this game, they kind of were able to do things. They just couldn't execute when they needed to execute, just like the Astros did. The Astros executed, but the Yankees just couldn't do what the Astros were doing. And I look at the key guys to these series, and I'm going to tell you who are the key guys. I think that the key people in this series for the Yankees are going to be the ones from the division series. Gardner has to hit. Gardner went 0 for 3, but he ended up getting a walk. 1 for 3, ended up getting a walk. Didi was 0 for 4. Bird was 2 for 4, got a home run. That's good. Judge was 1 for 3 with a walk. And the thing that I like about Judge right now is he's not striking out. It looks like his plate appearances and his, are getting better. It looks like he's kind of getting comfortable with, with what's going on and the pressure that's around him, which is great. I love to see that. Sanchez was 0 for 3. And the other guy that I can think of is Castro. I think Castro has to do something special here, but really, to me, the main guys, Gardner, Didi, Bird, Judge, Sanchez, they all need to hit. Bird showed up. He was 2 for 4. Judge was decent. He was 1 for 3 with a walk. Sanchez just didn't do anything at all. Didi was 0 for 4, didn't do anything at all. Had runners on scoring position and just couldn't do anything there. And Gardner was okay. He got a walk and he got 1 hit, so it was okay. But those are the key guys. Those are the key main cogs of the Yankee offense. They just need to do more in order to beat this Astros team. Now they have Verlander again tomorrow. I know that the Yankees aren't afraid of Verlander. I don't think the Yankees are afraid of anybody after being down 0-2 to the Indians. But the Yankees do need this win tomorrow for sure. You don't want to go down to New York, or you don't want to go to New York down 2-0. Even though, yeah, there's 3 games in New York, it's 3 games at home, and you have a chance to get back in the series and possibly take the series. You want to feel like you can take a game in Houston. You don't want to go down 0-2, try to take 3 in your home ballpark, or at least try to take 2 and then try to win a Game 6, a must-win Game 6 if you want to extend Game 7. You want to take it, you kind of want to take a huge win here if you have to. Get 1 win here. Get 2 in New York, get a 3-1 lead, and you have 2 chances to close this game out. You have a chance to close this game out in 6, you have a chance to close this game out in 7. Instead of taking the chance of being down 0-2 and having to come back again. You don't want to do that, because you know what? The Astros lineup isn't going to be as slow as the Indians lineup. The Astros are going to continue to come at you, and that's the key to the key to the Yankees rotation as well, and bullpen. You can't expect to keep the Astros lineup down, or you just can't think that you're going to be able to shut them out. You can keep them down, but they're going to eventually break out of it. They're going to score their runs, whether it's in the 5th or the 6th, or whether it's in the early portions of the game. The Astros are not going to be contained to just 0 runs. It's just not happening. They're going to score 1 or 2 runs, or maybe even 4 to 5. So the Yankees have to be able to get the lead early, try to get it to the bullpen early, and win this game. And the big plus out of this, I guess, game, if you want to say there's any plus for the Yankees other than the Bird home run, is the bullpen's well rested. Green gave them 2 innings, Tanaka gave them 6, so overall, they didn't have to use any of the bullpen guys. They didn't have to use a Chapman, they didn't have to use a Canely, they didn't have to use a D-Rob. And that's huge. And they were able to get Giles to throw a lot of pitches, so that's really the key. Giles was able to, Giles had to throw a lot of pitches in order to get this win. Canely wasn't used as much. Wasn't used at all, I mean. Neither was Robertson or Aroldis Chapman, and the Yankee bullpen is fresh. So let's just see how this series goes. We got an early game tomorrow. I'll be able to recap that video or that game tomorrow early, and let's go Yankees. Let's try to see if we can get Game 2, guys. But anyways, guys, if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like down below, comment as well, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And once again, the link to the past 2 videos will be down in the description below. So check those out, guys, and I'll see you guys later.